Cronkite News starts now.
Welcome to this Tuesday edition of Cronkite News. I'm Stephanie Rodriguez.
And I'm Sean Rice. Thank you for joining us as we work remotely to bring you the latest information on the coronavirus pandemic.
DACA recipients across the nation were filled with stress and anxiety when they heard U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services were closing their doors due to COVID-19.
Cronkite News reporter Frankie McClister explains how those recipients can still apply for renewal despite COVID-19's impact.
This is not only huge news for DACA community, but also for mixed status families.
Reina Montoya is talking about the decision by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to allow DACA recipients, green card holders, and others to renew applications using previously submitted biometrics.
They don't have to go to the physical USCIS location to do the fingerprints. USCIS will be able to use the prior biometrics that they had for their prior application. Because as I said, this is only for renewals. So you have already had your biometrics on record.
USCIS's decision comes right after immigration offices all across the country are closed due to the coronavirus pandemic. For the founder of Aliento, an organization that advocates for DACA recipients, this decision represents a small sigh of relief for the thousands of dreamers who have to renew in the next few months.
You have the opportunity to be living in the United States without the fear of deportation.
Normally, USCIS uses biometrics to verify identity, produce secure documents, and conduct criminal and national security background checks.
Well, Montoya also added to me that prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, that recipients, they had to go physically to the USCIS offices in person in order for renewal. They had to go through a process that would give them a brand new photo. They had to get re-fingerprinted, and it was a process that was very similar, like if you were going to go to the Arizona MVD to get a new driver's license.
According to the Center for American Progress, there are roughly 62,000 DACA recipients nationwide whose status is set to expire within the next few months. That's before the Supreme Court can weigh in on the program later this spring. Cronkite News reached out to USCIS, and in a statement, they say, quote, USCIS will continue to process immigration requests as expeditiously as possible. USCIS is aware that processing for certain benefits and other immigration actions may be affected by an alien's inability to attend required appointments at USCIS facilities, such as district offices and application support centers, while they are closed during the current COVID-19 crisis, end quote.
A virus doesn't discriminate. They're not gonna ask you if you have papers or not. So it is important that we're taking the health precautions that the governor and the federal government are providing.
And as of now, USCIS has announced that they'll remain shut at least until May 3rd, but will continue to monitor the situation. In Phoenix, Frankie McClister, Cronkite News.
Arizona has little hope of getting the 5,000 ventilators it originally requested from the dwindling national stockpile. So it's revised its request down to fewer than 500 to treat coronavirus patients. The director of the Health Services Department says the ventilators will be used to equip every bed in a now closed Phoenix hospital, and some will be sent to the Navajo Nation. An outbreak there has spread widely.
Over the weekend, the Arizona National Guard state surgeon visited the Navajo Nation. He delivered 200 pieces of personal protective equipment to help the tribe combat the spread of COVID-19. As of Monday, the state health department reported 210 positive coronavirus cases in Navajo County, the third highest in the state. Navajo Nation spans Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico.
The COVID-19 crisis has put a hold on all Major League Baseball games for the time being. But the MLB is discussing several options to resume playing as early as May. And one potential plan is to make Phoenix the home to all 30 MLB teams for the 2020 baseball season. The Valley is considered a prime location because of the Chase Stadium and our 10 spring training fields. Now, baseball fans shouldn't get their hopes too high. In a statement, the MLB confirmed the plan is being considered, but they say it's far from a sure thing.
With millions of Americans now going to work or school from home, we want to hear from the parents out there. How are you making sure your kids stay active while school is shut down? Right now, about 47% of you say your kids go on a daily walk or run. 7% say virtual exercise classes are helping. 31% are using sports to keep their kids active, and 14% say dance-offs are doing the trick. It's not too late to join the conversation. Just go over to our Cronkite Sports Twitter feed to vote in our live interactive poll.
Of course, it's not just the kids. Many of us depend on getting that daily fresh air. Lucky for us, the weather for walks this week is looking pretty good.
Stephanie Bates is standing by now with a look at our 8-day forecast.
That's right, we've got beautiful walking weather, even nice enough to take a hike. Now the coming days will be bringing storm chances to the valley, but for now, let's focus on your Tuesday evening planner. At 5 p.m., we're going to be at 82 degrees with sunny skies, and when that sun drops, temperatures will trail off into the 70s, and we'll make it to 72 degrees by 9 o'clock this evening. Now waking up tomorrow, it'll be sunny, but it'll be very chilly. We're only going to be at 62 degrees at 8 a.m., but by 11 o'clock, we will have made our way to the 70s. And for 2 o'clock tomorrow, as you can see, we have a 30% chance of showers. That storm is coming from California. That's also going to bring us some cloudy skies and windy conditions for tomorrow. Now, as we expand to look at the state forecast for tomorrow, in the lower Colorado River Valley and Kingman, Lake Havasu, and Yuma, they will all be expecting rain for tomorrow with temperatures in the 60s. Tucson down south will be flirting with 80 for tomorrow with clear, sunny skies. And up in the high country, Grand Canyon and Flag will also be expecting rain with temperatures in the 50s. And check this out. Grand Canyon and Flag staff will have a low of 30 degrees for tomorrow, which is actually below freezing. Now coming back down to the valley, taking a look at our 8-day forecast, we'll have a high of 71 degrees on Thursday and Friday, and we are going to clear up for a dry, sunny Easter weekend. We've got 75 for the high on Saturday, 80 on Sunday, and we are going to kick off next work week in the low 80s with sunny skies. For Cronkite News, I'm Stephanie Bates.
Today is Arizona Gives Day. It's an annual 24-hour event to raise money for Arizona nonprofits. But this year it's a little different. There's an extra option to donate to the Emergency Relief Fund, which will benefit nonprofits who have taken a hit during the COVID-19 crisis. Some of the nonprofits had to cancel critical fundraising events and programming due to coronavirus, and are also seeing less volunteers. Both the Nonprofit Emergency Fund and General Fund aim to mitigate their financial challenges. Around 1,000 nonprofits across the state are registering the event, which brought in $3.6 million last year.
The air in major cities across the U.S., including Phoenix and Los Angeles, is fresher these days. Cronkite News reporter Madison Staten explains why.
I'm 14 stories up, in the middle of downtown Phoenix. And while many of us are practicing social distancing, it's what's right here outside that has the potential to be the brightest spot. Many people are working from home, and only essential businesses are open due to the COVID-19 outbreak. There aren't as many cars on the roads, which means there's less emissions going up into the atmosphere.
Traffic is less. Because the traffic is less, we're seeing less air pollution. So we're seeing less of the emissions that come out of the back of cars. So the brown cloud is very much reduced in the Phoenix area, and probably all over the country, I'm sure.
Daily traffic delays in Maricopa County have plummeted about 32% in 1 week's time. That's according to a travel time delay index by the analytics company INRIX. And it's not just Phoenix and Los Angeles that are experiencing better air quality. Decreases in emissions are being seen across the globe since the COVID-19 outbreak started. China is the world's largest polluter ahead of the U.S. There, greenhouse gas emissions have dropped by more than 25%. These emissions contribute to climate change. But state climatologist Nancy Sullivan predicts that at least for now, the reduction in emissions won't have a long-term impact in Arizona.
At this point in time, they're not going to see those changes in emissions have any immediate impact on climate. Temperature's not going to drop because of that or any of that kind of stuff.
The Arizona Department of Environmental Quality is gathering data to further understand the impact COVID-19 has had. A department spokesperson says there are other factors for the valley's better air quality, including the recent wet weather. Madison Staten, Cronkite News.
ADEQ says March has had below average moderate ozone days.
Finally tonight, a story that should make you all smile. Tucson's Reed Park Zoo welcomed a new addition to their family. Take a look. A baby elephant was born weighing in at 295 pounds. Zoo officials say the female calf is healthy, standing and nursing. Her mom, Semba, had no complications after her 22 months of pregnancy. The calf brings the zoo elephant count herd to 6. The little one will spend her time this week with her parents, brother, and sister.
That's it for Cronkite News. From our homes to yours, thanks for watching.
For Arizona news updates throughout the day, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and find us online at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.